Hello and welcome to Module 1.4. In this module, we're going to be talking about a super important aspect of this high-ticket dropshipping model, and that's going to be price point. What target price of products should you be targeting to sell on your store? This is a pretty polarizing question, and let me explain to you why. I think the best way to explain this would be to use an example of a couple different products with different price points and explain the differences between each. So let's see, for this example, let's use a pair of sunglasses and a kayak. These are two totally different items and price points, right? When you're looking at the sunglasses, you might say, hey, it's light and easy to ship. Everyone uses them, so there's a huge demand for them. And there's tons of different styles and variations of products to choose from, so you can have something for pretty much anyone. Then we go over to the kayak. You might ask someone about selling these online and they'd give you a laundry list of reasons why it wouldn't work. Like, hey, they're large and heavy to ship. They probably cost a lot for shipping. They're really expensive. Do people even pay that much for items online? Also, who's going to buy these things? Is there even a market for them? Almost everyone has a pair of sunglasses, but everyone doesn't have a kayak, so why sell that? So with that information, the majority of people would say, hey, I'm going to sell sunglasses because that must be the easier thing to sell. Well, I'm here to show you why that's incorrect and why that's not what you should be trying to sell online. Now, don't get me wrong, people do sell sunglasses online and some do make money with it, but I'm going to show you why that's not the best way to go. It all comes down to one simple formula, and that's units sold versus profit. Basically, what we're trying to do is make the most money possible with the least amount of sales possible, which means less of your personal time and resources. Let me break this down a little bit for you. Let's say someone has a store selling sunglasses for $10 each. Using our previous data, we'll say the average profit margin after expenses for the products is 20%. So for every pair of sunglasses this person sells, they make $2. Now keep in mind, product margins do vary, but for this example, we'll use the 20% average from before. Now let's say someone has a store selling kayaks for $1,000. We'll use the same profit margin of 20%, and that means that for every sale of that kayak, the store owner makes $200. So for every sale of sunglasses, the owner makes $2, and for every kayak, the owner makes $200. Now the game kind of shifted a little bit, didn't it? The guy selling sunglasses is over here bragging about how many orders he's getting, but you don't want to be that guy. You want to be the person actually making the money, right? Now to go even deeper into this, let's start talking about monthly profit goals and what it would take to get there between these two products. Let's say you have a monthly net profit target of $2,000. That's $2,000 in your pocket after all expenses have been paid. Again, the person with the sunglasses we know is making $2 per sale, while the person selling the kayaks is making $200 per sale. So now, how many orders will it take you to hit that $2,000 net profit goal? For the person with the sunglasses, they need to sell 1,000 pairs of sunglasses to make $2,000 net per month. The person with the kayaks, they only need to sell 10. Now the whole concept of needing this gigantic market to sell your product doesn't seem like much of an issue anymore, does it? The person with the kayaks only needs to sell 10 products in an entire month to make $2,000. The person with the sunglasses needs to sell 1,000 pairs of sunglasses. And above that, think about the amount of customer service between these two. Do you think there's going to be more customer service for 10 orders or more customer service for 1,000 orders? I think you know the answer to that one. And guys, I know this because I've personally done both. Selling a product like sunglasses, you're going to be getting questions from customers all the time, asking when their item is going to be shipped, or that their sunglasses are broken and they need a replacement, or there was some sort of factory defect. Imagine that times 1,000, and every sale is only worth $2 for you. You're sacrificing your valuable time explaining to a guy online why their $10 sunglasses haven't arrived yet, all over just $2 in profit. The whole goal of this course is making you the optimum amount of money with as little time invested in small tasks like that as possible. Now, to finish the example, compare that 1,000 orders per month to only 10 orders per month. You're not going to be getting nearly the amount of questions and concerns on 10 orders as you will with 1,000 orders. You just won't. And even if you do, it's a lot easier to spend your time knowing that you're making $200 to answer a few questions for someone as opposed to spending your valuable time to make just $2. It could be just a 5-minute conversation, but I don't know about you, but I would much rather spend 5 minutes to make $200 than 5 minutes to make $2. It's all about what is going to give you the best ROI or return on investment for your time. And that's why high ticket dropshipping is far superior to low ticket dropshipping. Let's also talk about the amount of traffic that it's going to take to hit the goal of $2,000 net profit for each store. In later lessons, we're going to be teaching you to drive traffic, so we're not going to get too deep into that here, but we do know that we need to drive qualified leads to our stores and get them to purchase, or in e-commerce terms, convert on our store. And I'll just tell you guys, a conversion is when someone buys a product, that's called a conversion. So there's actually a little bit of math that we can use to come up with a commonly used online term called conversion rate. And we get our conversion rate by dividing the amount of sales we get by the amount of visitors it took to get those sales. The average conversion rate for e-commerce is about 2%, so that's what we'll use for this example. Using the 2% conversion rate, we can now see that to sell 1,000 sunglasses, we need to drive 50,000 people to that website on a monthly basis. That's a lot of people, guys. Now, using the same exact formula and example for kayaks, we can see that to sell 10 kayaks, we only need to send 500 qualified buyers to our site every month at a 2% conversion rate. That's huge, guys. Hopefully you have a better understanding of pricing and what type of products we're looking for as high-ticket dropshippers. We're not looking for cheap stuff. We're looking for relatively expensive products, with core products being in the $300 to $500 plus range. If your core products are $1,000 or above, that can be even better. So then naturally, the next question is what to do with products that are less than $500 that still fit into your niche. The answer to that is pretty simple. You use them for add-ons and upsells for your more expensive products. Let's look at another example of that. So let's say your core product is a kayak. Well, what do you need with a kayak? Probably a paddle, right? You can still list these on your site, of course, but just remember, these cheaper products aren't your core products. Those should be at least $300 to $500 or above. So while we're here on the pricing module, it's probably a good time to talk about an important question that gets asked pretty often, and that's how should I price my products? So an important term you're going to be hearing is called MAP, or MAP policy. MAP policy. This stands for minimum advertised price. The suppliers that you're going to be working with will often enforce this MAP policy. And what it means is that when you are advertising their products online, you cannot list their products below this minimum advertised price. And the reasoning for this is because if MAP policy is not enforced, any of the suppliers' authorized resellers, aka your competition, can sell the product online for whatever price they want. And you may not understand why that can be bad, but I'll try to help you with that. If someone can list the product for whatever they want, it very often becomes a fight to the bottom where everyone is just bidding below each other to get the sale in the marketplace, and no one makes any money. For example, they're listing for, $100 or $200 cheaper than everyone else, which means they're making less money, but they're also getting the sale and taking sales away from you. This can be avoided by using suppliers that enforce MAP policy. If a supplier enforces MAP and you see a competitor breaking the rules by listing below that price, email your supplier and give them the heads up. They'll often contact the supplier to get it fixed, and if they don't adhere to the policy, they may get suspended on their account. The goal here is to have an even playing field where everyone is happy, everyone's making money. Now, don't think that means that all suppliers that don't enforce MAP are bad suppliers. You can still make sales with products that don't enforce MAP. You just need to take additional precautions and make sure that you're not being drastically undercut by price in the marketplace. Just like I'm sure that you look for deals, so do other people online. And if they see the same exact product being sold for $100 less, they're probably going to purchase that one. So okay guys, so that's all for this module on pricing. Remember, the key point here is to find core products at $300 to $500 or above, and we'll see you in the next video.